It is the Kansas City Chiefs world, and we're all just living in it. Welcome back, everybody, to the D Stop Playing channel. I am your host, D, and today I want to get into Super Bowl 58. Is it 58? I think it's 50 something. I know I think it's 58. First of all, congratulations to both teams for even getting this far. That's a major accomplishment. I know like San Francisco is probably not happy, and the 49er faithful probably not happy, but to be able to get to this point, it's an awesome achievement. And I do think that both teams will be back in the near future. With that being said, we got to talk about Super Bowl 58 and the Kansas City Chiefs. Like I said in my opening, this is their world, and we're all just living in it. I'm ready to make this statement. Patrick Mahomes is already the second best quarterback to play the game. Already. I don't need to see anything else. If he retires today, he's the second best quarterback in NFL history. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of grief and flack for that. But just look at his record, guys. Since he's lost Tyreek Hill, since Tyreek Hill was traded to the Miami Dolphins, thanks a lot, by the way. Since Tyreek Hill was traded to Miami Dolphins, Mahomes is 2-0 in Super Bowls. He's won 2 Super Bowls since they traded arguably his best weapon between him and Travis Kelce. What else does he need to do? This was supposed to be their down year, and I'm a Patriot fan through and through. But you have to be honest, and you have to acknowledge greatness when it's here. He's the second best quarterback. Move over Aaron Rodgers. Move over Joe Montana. Move over Peyton Manning. All those guys excellent in their own right. Amazing quarterbacks. But what Patrick Mahomes is doing, we've only seen done once. And that was with Tom Brady. And it's not even quite the same. Hey, those first 3 Brady Super Bowls, I'll say those first 2. No, probably the first 3. Those first 3 Brady Super Bowls were primarily led by the defense. I know in the second half of the Carolina Super Bowl, Brady showed out, but primarily the first 3 Super Bowls, those were defense. And don't get me wrong, the Chiefs defense balled out. Honestly, what they were been able to do to turn that defense around, it seems like the second Tyreek walked out the door, they knew they had to make changes on defense, and they did. They're either top 1 or top 2 defenses in the NFL. To be able to run the gauntlet and go through Miami, go through the Bills, go through the Ravens, and then go through the 49ers. Guys, that's like 4 of the top 6 or 7 teams in the NFL right now. You have to give them their credit. You have to acknowledge greatness when you see it. They're a dynasty now. They are, without a shadow of a doubt, they're a dynasty now. And let's talk about the San Francisco 49ers and where they go from here. 49ers faithful. This has got to be a tough one. Listen, the Patriots lost. In my time watching the NFL, I've seen them lose an undefeated season. I've seen them lose to Eli Manning twice, or for a second time. I've seen them lose to Nick Foles after putting up 30-plus points. Okay? I understand your pain more than most. But you guys will be back. Okay? This team is solid across the board. I just don't understand how you keep building these leads and you don't finish the game. You know, the game against the Detroit Lions, you guys came out flat. We're down 17 points. We're able to rally back. In this game, when they went up 10-0 against the Chiefs, I said, oh, this is game. The Chiefs are going to come back. Because this is exactly who the Chiefs are. And this is exactly what the 49ers struggle with. Finishing the game, stepping on their throats when you have to. They got away from the thing that they do best. They got away from running the football. You have Christian McCaffrey. You have a solid offensive line. Why are you not running the football? They went like 3 straight drives with 3 straight 3-and-outs. Let's talk a little bit about the game. Like I said, the final score was 25-22. The Chiefs rallied back from down 0-10 at halftime. It was 10-3. I have to admit, I did not catch the halftime show. Sorry, Usher. I heard it was great though. Patrick Mahomes finished with a stat line of 34 for 46, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Here's the big thing: 9 carries for 66 yards for Patrick Mahomes. that 4th-and-1 run in overtime, that I thought once that play happened, I thought it was over. I thought, man, like the Chiefs have all the momentum at this point. It's got to be ball game. Travis Kelce, who I think he only had 1 catch in the first half. He was like 1 catch for 1 yard. Finishes with 9 receptions for 93 yards. No touchdowns, but that's still really, really good. Let's look at on the other side, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy finished 23 of 38 for 255 yards, 1 touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, 22 carries, 80 yards. He also had 8 receptions for 80 yards and a touchdown. So an argument could have been made if the 49ers had won, he probably would have been the Super Bowl MVP. Shout out to both kickers, too. I thought both Jake Moody and Harrison Butker, they both kicked amazing. I know Moody had that blocked extra point, which probably sold the game, but you know, what are you going to do? You're a rookie, and you made 255 plus yarder or 250 plus yard field goals. So what are you going to do? All in all, I thought the game was very entertaining. I thought it was pretty good. Not my top 2 or 3 Super Bowls, not top 5, probably in my top 10. It was very enjoyable. It just felt like the entire time the Chiefs were going to win. It felt like, I'm not saying it's rigged, or I'm not one of those NFL fans that's saying it's staged or rigged. No. You know, I don't think the better team won, but I think the better quarterback won. And I think that's what it came down to. My only thing with the 49ers is they didn't run the ball enough. I know it says CMC had 22 carries. You got to give him more than that. I mean, it's the Super Bowl. If it needs 30, 40 carries, give him 30, 40 carries. It's the Super Bowl. You have to go all out. You have to go with what got you there. I know Brock Purdy played amazing this year. Statistically, probably the best quarterback this year. But you got to go with CMC in that instance. But like I said, I don't think the better team won. I just think the better quarterback won. The only 2 things I think that the 49ers messed up on, like I said, was not running the ball when they needed to, and then also in overtime, receiving the ball. I thought that was a huge mistake. Whenever Fred Warner said tails again, which shout out to Fred Warner, he's my favorite linebacker in the NFL. Whenever Fred Warner said tails again, and they ended up getting the ball or winning the coin toss, I was shocked whenever he said they wanted to receive the ball. I thought the best thing to do, I know the defense was probably tired, but put Patrick Mahomes out there first. And, you know, that way it eliminates 4th down. So the Chiefs don't know what's going to happen. So if you give them the ball first and they get to a 4th down scenario like they did, more than likely they're going to punch you the ball. And then now you only have to get 3. I didn't understand the notion of taking the ball first when getting a touchdown doesn't do anything for you. Like, yeah, you got a touchdown, but now Patrick Mahomes knows what he has to do. So everything's 4th down territory, and they know exactly what they need. You know, you kick the ball there, you give them the ball. Even if they score a field goal, you can do what they did, what they ended up doing. You can go down and score a touchdown and win. But if they get no points, then Brock Purdy just needs a field goal. And you mean to tell me this high-powered San Francisco 49ers couldn't get a field goal? I think they could have got a touchdown. I really think had they deferred, I really think that there was probably a good chance that the 49ers probably would have won this game. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for my review of Super Bowl 58. Final thing, I think I was asked this question the other day, and I wanted to just bring it up on the channel. Does Patrick Mahomes have to get to 7 Super Bowls to beat Tom Brady? I've heard this question before. What does he need to do to get to beat Tom Brady, to pass him in the GOAT category? Because Brady's beaten him not once but twice in the playoffs. He beat him his first year in the playoffs in Patrick Mahomes' place, and then he beat him in the Super Bowl. I think Patrick has to at least get 7. And that's crazy, right? I mean, he's only at 3. I think Patrick Mahomes could finish with about 6 or 7 Super Bowls. I really do. I think he could tie Brady. But losing to Brady, not once but twice, hurt. And I think he has to get, for me at least, this is not me being a New England homer or a Patriot, the biggest Patriot fan in the world. This is just speaking as a football fan. He has to at least tie Brady to have the conversation. And I think he needs to have a better Super Bowl record. So what did Brady go, like 7-3? Patrick Mahomes needs to go like 7-1 or 7-2 for us to at least be able to have the conversation. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. Be sure to check out the D Stop Playing podcast, anywhere where you watch podcasts, where I go into more details about my thoughts in the game, as well as the upcoming draft. Patriot fans, all right, look, we sucked it for a year, and here's our reward. The draft is around the corner. Not really, it's 3 months away. But anyway, we can start getting excited. So be sure to go out and check out my D Stop Playing podcast and subscribe to the channel if you want more content like that. Anyway, guys, never stop playing.